Welcome to ACC Studio Interviews. I'm your host, Janae, and I'm here with,
DJ Danny.
and we're just going to be asking some questions. So, what first inspired you to be a DJ?
Jeez, nothing really inspired me to become a DJ. Just more so fell into place. My dad bought some equipment in like 2018 off a coworker. I got to experiment with it. He's like, "Yo, come DJ at my job," and then just really networking and meeting people, and then stuff really took off.
And so, what has been the biggest turning point in your DJ career? Like, what made you really stick with it?
Honestly, just going out and seeing the world for what it really is. I mean, once you really taste like opportunity and you're out there on your own, like independently, you really get to see what the world's about, and then it's kind of like a hunger. It fuels you to just keep going and do more.
So, what's a creative process that you go through when you're creating a set for a performance?
Um, Definitely preparation. Like it's a lot of like bedroom hours. You're gonna be up late, up early, just on your laptop. Just when it comes to like record pools, you'll be streaming music or contacting other DJs, just trying to grab an edit or just certain like stuff that's exclusive in certain areas, and just trying to sound as original as you can. A lot of these guys like in promotion companies sound like so similar. You can't tell that it's like a craft anymore. It's not like more so creative like you mentioned. So just a lot of just like behind the scenes hours.
And so, how do you read a crowd to adjust your performances?
Reading a crowd, you really just gotta be there. So every song, you really can't get stuck in like we call it tunnel vision. So that's pretty much like, or to DJs we call it Serato face. So that's pretty much when the DJs just like stuck on their laptop instead of looking at the crowd. So like if I'm at a wedding or something, I play a song that doesn't really suit the vibe, and I look around and I see bride and groom maybe aren't vibing. Immediately I'll know, just like, all right, switch it up. So just I would say just overall trust that first like gut instinct about the vibe.
And what challenges have you faced in the industry?
Quite a few. As you touch the nightlife, like clubs and stuff, you have to chase your money a little bit. So, being a younger cat or young kid in the big leagues, you could put it like that. You got to fight with promoters, owners, bartenders. Like it's a whole different world of just business you got to get into, really.
And what genres do you use the most?
I cater to open format. I enjoy spinning Latin music, hip hop, EDM. So that's like mainstream, like top 40 club stuff. Aside from that, I also play open format strictly for like weddings and stuff. So that's like anywhere from like 50s Motowns to like 80s, 90s, today's. So pretty diverse.
Do you have a favorite artist you like to play?
Favorite artist? Geez, that's a good question. I don't have a favorite artist off the top of my head. But if I were to say who do I like playing a lot, I'll say Kanye, to be honest. He's got a lot of music. I haven't heard his new album yet, but the stuff that he does have, it works.
And what's been your most memorable show?
Most memorable show. Hmm. I would say it was the Cubs grand opener last year. They had a crazy game. They won, and it was my first time DJing in Wrigleyville, and just the atmosphere was insane. I mean, obviously you got a lot of Cubs fans that are just hype and intense because of the game win, but to me, it was an opportunity to just sound good in a different area. So I would say, yeah, that Cubs opener.
Have you performed, have you done more sports shows kind of things?
I've done minor stuff like in Indiana, like stadiums and stuff. I've been at the Civic Center right here. I've DJed for the mayor a few times, so I've done local stuff. But aside from that, not really too many sport like events.
Would you want to do more like that?
I'd be interested in doing that. Yeah,
And what advice would you give to future wannabe DJs?
I would say definitely network. You really never know who you're talking to at any given moment. So like more so, always keep business cards on you. Just be prepared to be in business mode whenever.
When you network, how do you walk people through that process who are maybe brand new to it and don't really know what to expect?
I would say just stay comfortable. Honestly, like I was saying a second ago, you don't know who you're talking to, so just talk to them like if you're talking to another client. You don't know if that's an owner, manager, your next client. So just always stay in that business ready mentality, I would say.
So you talked about like business cards. Like, what do you recommend like people get? Like, do you think they should like have them very customizable or very like plain? Just have what they like. Just have their information on it.
I got a motto to go off. It's called KISS. It's keep it simple, stupid. So I mean, if you want to keep them minimal, keep them minimal. If you got a logo, I would say throw it on there. Aside from that, the job of the card is to get your name out there. So however you create that, that's on you.
Okay. So when you first became a DJ, what was something that you like learned very quickly?
That my music doesn't matter. That's like the biggest one. A lot of times I'll play for myself, and that's not reading a room, and then that comes with bad feedback. So, yeah.
Have you ever had like a worse experience while DJing?
There was one time in 2020, right before that COVID breakdown, I was DJing a classmate of mine. She had booked me for her quinceañera, and it was like my first big event, but I was like, you know what, I'll do it. And I ended up doing it. Everything was fine as of like dinner and stuff. And then we get to like the special events where it was like a dance with like the mom and the daughter and then dads and other stuff. But I was never given that music. So on the spot, I'm getting yelled at from the mom on the dance floor. And I'm across the room like, it's not my fault. But at the end of the day, I got to, take that responsibility and figure out something. So it's a lot of just like figuring stuff out on the fly. Like if you got to download stuff last minute, which is not what I intend on doing, but sometimes you have to do due to clients and stuff like that. But that was definitely like a worse experience for me, just because it was just dry room pretty much.
Is that common where like clients get upset and like get that kind of emotional on you?
I would say so, yeah.
Like, how do you react in that kind of situation?
You just got to keep it professional. A lot of times these people want to get under your skin. You just got to just move on with it. You got to realize, they're stressing out too. Like, that's also their big day. They've been planning for so long, such and such. So they just want to make their vision come to life pretty much.
So when you're doing these like different sets, like do you like have like a set playlist that you play for each one and then you just kind of go off the crowd, or does it like or does each individual event get its each like curated playlist?
So each party is its own vibe. Pretty much I'll just go there and I'll catch a vibe. Like if I see a direction I'm going to go, maybe I'll start there. Or if it's something different, I'll start there. So I really try to I got my go-tos, like a familiar, like, 3 or 4, just like a routine or something. But aside from that, I try to sound different at each event.
That's all we have for this time on ACC Studio Interviews. I've been your host Janae, and this has been.
I gotta say my name.
Yes.
Danny. Good seeing you guys. Thank you guys for bringing me on.
Thank